to Girl at the Con. I may look familiar to you. Yes, this is the same makeup and the same t-shirt from the last video, but I do want to try and get through my backlog, so I'm shooting a bunch of stuff all at one time. So once again, I am talking about Mosh Eisley, but this one's a little bit more of a criticism. So this year, 2024, I went to the Mosh Eisley 2024, and it was not as great. Like, there was a lot of things that were similar and still very good about it. I bought the VIP package again. I got another poster. I don't think we got a lanyard this time. We got a poster, a pin, and we got a box. And then I got a Phantom Menace t-shirt, which I liked. I was pretty happy with that. Because I don't have, I think, any clothing from the original, or from the prequel trilogies. I think I didn't buy stuff, and even if I did, I've put on weight since then, so I know it wouldn't have fit, and I probably got rid of it. But it was cool. I got some neat stuff for my VIP stuff. But we still had a cocktail hour. We didn't have, we didn't get drink tickets this time. Cousin was meeting me, but she didn't want to go in on the happy hour, the VIP happy hour thing, because she also had to, like, get her kids to her husband so that her husband could take care of them while we went out and partied. And so she showed up a little bit later, but I met up with Warpath Customs, and we had some drinks, and we grabbed a table, and, you know, we just kind of hung out and had a good time. So if last year's theme was Andor, this year's theme was fighter pilots, and there wasn't much of a storyline. And I think that that was my biggest sort of disappointment. So we watched a video of which these fighter pilots, you can actually find it on, or at least I think it is still on Instagram. Is that where I found it? I went back and I rewatched it after, but it basically was some fighter pilots, and they were getting away from something that they were attacking or had attacked them, and one of the pilots had engine trouble, and he ended up in San Diego, crash landed in La Jolla. And so that was sort of the opening thing. And then nothing else the whole rest of the night had anything to do with that. Same people we had last time, as far as, like, the host and everything goes. And it was okay, but it just didn't have the same energy. And I definitely got the impression that it didn't sell out this time like it did last time. And the storyline, like I said, just for me, just wasn't there. There was no, like, here's a little bit of story, and then it stops, and then here's a little bit more, and then it stops, and then here's a little bit more. Nothing like that happened. It just kept going. And after the first thing. And then I guess there's a video that connects at the very end that I didn't see because I left early because this time I was sick. I had purposely had my schedule so that I could stay out later this time, but I got sick, and so I ended up leaving about 11 for something that started at 9 o'clock. It was kind of sad. But even though I was sick and I wasn't feeling well, and I had this really bad migraine, or the starts of what was going to become a really bad migraine, it just didn't have the same sort of energy. I saw a lot of people from the audience getting up on stage and doing stuff, and it just even my cousin was like, this, she was like, yeah, it's fun, but it just doesn't seem that great. And yeah, I kind of felt the same thing. We got a better table, so we got like the very, of the line of tables on the first floor, we got the very end one that was opposite the stage, so I could get more shots of like the audience and stuff. But I didn't even like try to go up to the second or the third floor this time. I just, I just kind of stayed at my table. I had one drink when I first got there, and then after that it was all just like water, because I just really wasn't feeling well, and as the night progressed, the music just made it worse. And so maybe that has something to do with it, and that I just wasn't feeling it, but I really do feel like it suffered from there not being as much of a storyline as there was the first time. I understand that the storyline did have another part where they connect up to the one in Orlando that they were doing, and I would be severely disappointed to find out that the Orlando one is where all the story was. That would have just severely disappointed me. And I really felt with them having, a pilot crash land in La Jolla right at Comic-Con, like, they could have done so much with that. They could have gotten tickets and sent that guy to Comic-Con on, like, Thursday, Friday, and had him, like, in his pilot suit, like, wandering around, like, oh, what is this? I've not ever been to a convention, and then edited that in periodically, and have him, like, show up with all the, like, Genie going to Disneyland where he's got the mouse ears and the Hawaiian shirt, and just have him, like, show up like that and be like, they could have integrated that more. I feel like there was so much more they could have done with that, which honestly was like my one real disappointment with it this year. Alex and Molly didn't show up, which is fine. I wasn't expecting them to. But there's always next year, and maybe I'll just keep going every year until they show up, or until I get the credits up to go to Dragon Con, which is in my long-term plans of things to do. I do want to get out there at some point, because I understand it is an amazing convention. And you guys will have to tell me in the comments. I have been told that Dragon Con is actually like 3 different conventions in one, that the Atlanta Convention Center is broken up into like 3 sections that connect in the center, and so each section has its own different, like, con, but they're all Dragon Con, if that makes any sense. If you know that's true, tell me. If I'm wrong, tell me that too. The YouTube algorithm likes engagement, like commenting, so please tell me where I'm wrong, or tell me where I'm right. Tell me I'm fabulous. I also like that. But that's kind of where I was for Mosh Eisley this year. I don't have my shirt. I couldn't find it. I was going to change for it. But I did kind of punk it up a little. I cut the sleeves and out of it, and I did a little V-neck thing on it, mostly so that I could kind of freak out my my grandmother when I saw her. But I can't find the shirt, which means it's in the laundry somewhere. But I highly recommend going to Mosh Eisley, or going to any party, like I said in the last video, going to any off-site party that kind of you fancy or sounds good to you, and at least experience it once. Like, even though I was really disappointed in this one, because I just felt like it was off in so many ways, I would still go back. I would still do another one. So thank you all so much for joining me as I talk about Mosh Eisley 2023. I hope that you will come back, and I will see you in the next one. Like, subscribe, share. Don't forget to comment and tell me what you think about this video or what you think in general. Alright, I'll see you.